up, so.
Apparently we're live. Hello everyone, welcome to New Horizons Racing League Division 2 at Silverstone. I'm joined by reigning Division 2 Championship Leauge by Gaming, so tell me...
I think rain would have put something into the mix at this track, but obviously, hopefully we can have a good race tonight. 13 drivers on the grid tonight, so it'll be interesting to see what J Marsh and Frederick, after two top championship standing drivers, it would be interesting to see what they can do with these fast drivers. SHR Indigo, which is actually Jamie Morris, he is coming in again tonight, so be interesting to see what he can do if he can start on pole. Currently in provisional pole, Grizd there, currently retiring, so yeah, hopefully this should be a good race tonight, but
Yeah,
I guess we'll have to see.
I believe Gruz actually crashed, as I know the first couple of corners are going to be pretty tricky. The only thing that I'm a little bit intrigued about with the F2 cars in Silverstone is I wouldn't put it past anyone if they end up getting a puncture.
Yeah, it'll be... Frederikas has actually gone up into P2 instead of J Marsh there, sorry, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see the tyre strategies that these guys put up tonight. Very easy to get punctures, as this track can be quite heavy on tyre wear, especially around Maggots and Beckett's and all those fast corners.
It's really harsh on the corners, but that I recall, it's not really that bad on the brakes, so the car might be settled in some areas. But SHR Indigo coming to cross the line takes pole position here at Silverstone for 140 flat. I think for an F2 car that's actually not a bad time.
Yeah, with as I said, SHR Indigo is Jamie Morris. I mean, we will call him Indigo, that is his gamer tag, but we will just keep it in mind that it is, as I said, Jamie Morris. So, rundown of the grid after qualifying. SHR Indigo takes pole position here in the Ardennes. Frederick at P2. J Marsh, championship leader P3. H Collins P4, followed by Charlie Kingdon in P5. AG30 P6, Fid by Gaming P7. T Jonas P8. Parallax P9. P10 is Bradley Ellis. P11 Fozzie Wozzie Dog. P12 Owen Tidswell, and rounding off the grid is Grids in the Trident.
Right. I'm actually really looking forward to this. I can't wait to see the guys race around here.
Should be good. This is...
Let's get a dumpster fire going.
Yeah, with the 13 drivers on the grid today, as I said before, should be good. Even this is a pretty high number for Division 2, as we do struggle to get numbers here. But
no,
obviously,
whoever wants to race, we'll let them turn up. I know, to be fair, I think we do have some guys that weren't really available for this week, so we'll be a little bit short on the ground. Otherwise, I think we'll be in the long run. We should be averaging around 15 drivers in the future, which still isn't really too bad. Better than having a 6-car grid. I'd rather have this any day than a 6-car grid.
6-car grid, actually being last season in Division 2, is what I got used to before moving over to Division 1. But
you see 5-car grids last season, so I'll take anything over 10 drivers this time around. SHR Indigo away in P1, Frederikas P2, J Marsh and starting racing P3. Oh, look at the tyre strategy difference.
Wow, started on the hard.
H Collins P4, Charlie in P5, AG30 P6, Fid by Gaming P7, T Jonas P8, Parallax P9. I believe some guys have actually already been disqualified from the formation lap. Bradley P10, Fossil Dog P11, Owen P12, and Grust P13. I
Pretty
believe.
sure.
Yeah, that may have been Gruz. Was that through turn 1? He just went for a little bit of a spin.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought I did see a car, you know, moving off into the runoff there, but I'm not actually sure who that was. I mean, the only person I can imagine who it was is Gruz, as he is back of the grid currently.
Well,
and you'd expect if somebody had a spin.
I'm pretty sure it was Gruz. The only other guy it could have been would have been Fid by Gaming, but I'm assuming it was Gruz because of his it can't be easy just jumping into the F2 cars almost last second. Especially if you're not used to driving them.
Yeah, see these F2 cars, as we've said, probably every race this season are very difficult to drive with the torque on these things. You put the power down too early and round you go, and that's your tyres basically shot. So you've really got to be careful of how much throttle you're putting down right off. Very wary not to hit anyone whilst putting the power down, but we have seen a few mistakes from people this season who have done that. Be interested to see what people do though. With these things, obviously, some people, you know, if you're amazing at the game, you can maybe use that to your advantage. I'm going on a rant now, so I'm gonna stop.
Yeah, yeah, I believe that is everyone just about lined up. Right, here we go, we're getting ready for 5 red lights. Lights out and there we go, that's a very quick lights out. We're still waiting for the cars to move on our end. And there they go. Pretty good start by the Carlins.
Fit by oh, Gruz go down the inside. Oh, there's been a massive collision at the back there. Gruz is off into the gravel. Fozzie Wozzie Dog has hit the wall. She's lost her front wing. Oh, that is a disaster.
Making
AG30's round. AG30 is in the wall. Whoa, I don't know what happened there, but all I see is just this Campos just...
Frederick Cass up into P1. 13 P2. What's happening?
Okay, so I saw AG30's car actually spin and go into the barriers at after turn 1, going into turn 2, but he dropped down to P11 and then his car teleported up into P3. So I don't know what happened there. There was some massive lag there. So that was very interesting my end. Did you see anything suspicious there, or was that just me?
If I'm honest, I didn't really see anything.
Parallax is in the wall. Parallax has hit the wall. He's been spun by H. Collins. Didn't really leave him much space there, did Parallax? But H. Collins has got a 10-second
penalty.
AG30 actually left the session, and Charlie and AG30's AI car going wheel to wheel down this straight here. Bradley getting past H. Collins. That was very interesting. They would go in side by side through Maggots and Beckett's, but mainly through Maggots. And just H. Collins didn't have enough space, and he should have really backed off from the move. But Parallax cuts across him and gets spun because of it, and is now down into P12.
Yeah, we will look into that. I believe rightly so. Those guys will be pitting. Jay Marsh up from P5 on the opening lap. It's still not the best start for him. I believe, yeah, starting P3, losing the position majorly to Charlie. He's still going to need every point he can get. He has a reasonably healthy lead in the championship, but you can't say it's a guaranteed sort of thing.
It looks like Sector 1 is growth.
To be honest, down the inside of AG30, I'm going to ride on board with the Sabre actually, just to see how quickly, because I know that Tijonis is going to end up catching the car in. Hopefully we can see a little bit of action coming through Maggots and Beckett's.
Oh, Tijonis losing the back end there, I think.
Yeah, he's ended up going a little bit wide at cops for it. Into Maggots and Beckett's we go. I have to say, I think looking at the stability of both of these cars, T. Jonas has actually set that car up brilliantly. Staying the slipstream. No DRS open yet. Oh yeah, it's only lap 2. Looks like it's on lap 5.
Has a very interesting start to the race. A very good start from Frederikas and Charlie there. Charlie getting himself up into the...
T. Jonas making contact with Third by Gaming. Come on, man, be careful. Just try and find your time a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up having to make a move down the Wellington Straight. That's if he can get a decent run through the arena section. He does. Oh, that's a brilliant line, and I believe that's actually job done. Yep, Third by Gaming. It'll be a little bit silly to fight back against that one. He's getting on the curve, he's getting all out of shape. I'd say at this point, mate, just try and defend from the MP. AG30 battling with Bradley, to be honest. It's nice to actually see Bradley going wheel to wheel with someone, and that actually seems to be working for him. Blue sector 1, that's gruzzed around. Keep it together. I'm running ball with J Marsh, who's going to be chasing down Charlie for P3. Almost a nose to tail coming through Maggots and Beckett's.
Yeah, J Marsh and T. Jonas both starting on those hard compound tyres. That'll be very interesting to see how far they can go in this race before they pit. But J Marsh trying to go round the outside of Charlie here. They'll be on the fastest set at the end of the race, and the more durable set at the start of this race as well. So J Marsh will be hoping, whilst his tyres are still alive, to get past Charlie. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just be waiting for those two to enter DRS range, but up at the front, Indigo and Frederikas, nose to tail, that I think we're going to end up seeing move into the Wellington Straight. It's got a really nice inside line. Come on. Yeah, the DRS is open on the Arden.
J Marsh
down the inside. That's move just about done, but Frederikas hanging in there around the outside at Woodcote. He's managed to... oh my god, oh, they're going to go wheel to wheel into cops.
Oh, and got past AG.
No, not close enough on that occasion. Frederikas just inching ahead.
This is great racing from these two, both being very fast drivers. Jamie Morris just recently joining SHR alongside with SHR Ninja. Those two could be a very interesting pair in Division 2. That was close from Indigo there. Yeah. But it'd be interesting.
I still might be joining. I need to have a word with them. They seem a nice bunch.
Both of them into the box now.
Right, right. With it being lap 4, do you think it's pit window for these soft tyres? I think just on the sake of caution, yeah. Charlie with a 5-second penalty, I really wouldn't be risking it. It's Silverstone in an F2 car. It's just about between 1 minute 45, within the 1 minute 40s around here. That's a pretty long lap. It's a long way to drive if you end up getting a puncture. So J Marsh has now got all the clear air that he can wish for, as does T Jonas, about 3.5 seconds behind. I'm going to head down to Collins, who's trying to chase down Grust. Both of them not really having a great start to the race. Oh, Grust has spun again. He's not coping very well with the torque on the F2 cars. I think he is driving it like an F1 car.
Dog getting a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
I could tell penalties are going to be a little bit mental. I'm right on board with the AG30 now, closing up on Owen in P5. Oh, well, that was a very late move to the inside, and he's got Indigo who's just come out of the pits all over him as well.
Yeah, that isn't actually AG30, that is his AI car, as he has disconnected from this race. Hopefully we'll see him back, but no sign of it yet. Indigo trying to look to go. Oh, they touch! Indigo's got front wing damage. I saw the end plate of that Arden come off of it there. Owen braking very early for cops.
What's this? Is almost weaving.
Indigo again.
I really hope Indigo actually keeps his cool. He's known to be. Oh no, please! Come on, man! Just keep your head cool. Ah.
Indigo could be out of the fight for this race. He's round again.
You can't be getting upset just over a little bit of contact out nose to tail. I know it's not nice, but we face the risk of it every week. Right, after all of that, Bradley and Owen up into P4 and 5. That they are yet to still make their stops.
Oh no, Indigo's lost his front wing completely. He's backwards, down at the hangar straight. That's such a shame for this man. He's such a he's out. He's purposely retired himself. He's in the wall. He realizes he's out of this race now. Right. Unfortunately.
I will have to have a word with him at some point. The thing is, he will still get the 4 points for pole position, so it's not been a complete waste of time, but taking your car out on purpose is a penalisable offence.
Parallax getting past Bruce. Bruce? Yeah.
I'm right on board with Parallax, to be honest. I've hardly rode on board with him all day. But still, say we're at halfway point, just shy of the halfway, and already the pole sitter is out. I'm gonna have a look at the biggest winners and losers. Positions from the start, but I believe those two are yet to pit. T. Jonas as well, a pretty good start up into P2.
Oh!
I know the pits are yet to be made. I spoke too soon. There's a huge ton of carbon fibre on the exit of Beckett's.
Yeah, Owen, I think made contact with AG30's AI car, or something happened there, and he has spun and lost his front wing, but he's almost taken out Feared by Gaming in the process there.
Well, I think luckily for Owen, in theory he shouldn't really lose too much time, because it's around his pit window anyway. His teammate is in the box. I think by the time Owen gets round there, Bradley would have been let go. Feared by Gaming having to take to the runoff to get past 30's AI car.
No, it wasn't. It was Parallax, I think. AG30's in the box, unless this was.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Parallax. Sorry.
But Parallax will be hoping to go get the DRS down the straight and get past the Carlin of Feared by Gaming. Feared by Gaming did have a rear end moment there in the slipstreams. Parallax, but doesn't seem to be gaining too much. Trying to go down the inside and just manages to get the move done, but Feared by Gaming does a Valtteri Bottas and gets the switch back.
Say, that's pretty nice to see a little bit of a fight back from the Carlin.
But Parallax does get past and is up into P6. Meanwhile, J Marsh and T Jonas kind of sailing where they are currently, both in a bit of clean air, but I think T Jonas will be starting to get into the dirty air of J Marsh. Both still yet to pit on those hard compound tyres. You think that Frederikas on those fresher tyres would catch, but I think J Marsh and T Jonas will be at the advantage, even though they do have the pit, assuming that they will be on the softer compound. Yellow flag second.
Round here, it's about a 22-second pit stop. So even when the top two pit, they're gonna. I don't think Charlie will be in the mix for them, but I think we could have a three-way fight for the win within the last couple of laps of the race, which I look forward to dearly. Everyone on track's on the hard tyre. I'm gonna have a look at fastest lap. Frederica still holding the fastest lap of a 1:44.2. I believe that will be beaten later in the race as soon as J Marshall, T Jonas box, and they'll try and go for the bonus 2 points for fastest lap. Good round ball with T Jonas actually.
AG30 has mysteriously disconnected from this race, as I was saying earlier, and he's yet to come back, so I'm not sure if he's having some internet issues or what's been going on, but hopefully we will see him back to be able to take control of his car again. But Gruzd trying to look into turn 2. T Jonas is just at the fastest lap on those worn hards. So clearly there's still some life left in those. Grud's losing the back end, but
oh, T Jonas almost losing the back end into turn 4. Wow, Jay Marsh has already caught up to the back of Owen. P11.
Yeah.
Shame really. I think everyone's had just about a little feature moment in the race, apart from Fozzie Wozzie Dog, who we haven't really talked about. It's kind of been, yeah. I hope I can talk about Fozzie toward the end of the race, because apparently I was a bit naughty and not really. I'm mentioning everyone when we had that massive grid back in Austria, and somehow I managed to miss Fozzie Wozzie Dog, so when I can, I'd like to see her do a little bit of action on track.
Yeah, she did have that incident at the start of the race, so that has kind of taken her out of contention. Did have to pit, put the hards on. I think she will have to pit once more. I don't know if those hards will go to the end. Going wide, they're out of Beckett's. There's the yellow flag.
Oh, that seems to be somewhere in the S's. Can't really tell specifically who that is.
Probably she went wide out of Beckett's.
I have to say, that is an absolutely beautiful helmet.
Who are we talking about?
Fozzie's.
Can't see it, I haven't got the right camera.
Ah, I was riding on board with it earlier. That's actually a pretty nice helmet. Still running down in P12. I think especially penalties come into play, and if AG30 has spent most of this race in AI mode, then he won't be classified, so P11, P12 he may still get points.
I think I've got to give the
right, that's at least a 20-second penalty for Collins now for corner cutting.
I don't know what he's done to manage to do that. What?
I was going to see where he's come through. Unless he's overshooting the chicane.
He's gone straight across maybe. Charlie losing the back end a bit there.
Yeah, right. T. Jonas, J. Marsh within 2/10 of each other. But they have traffic in the form of AG30's AI car.
J. Marsh will be hoping to get the DRS down this straight, but
yeah, also with T. Jonas, so...
Oh,
both of them having the... Oh, I was going to say, they both had the perfect exit. I think that's about as perfect as you want it to be. They both get the DRS. They somewhat made it down the hanger straight cleanly. Sure. Oh, Jay Marsh almost selling the dummy, but I think that's T. Jonas into the box, slamming on the brakes. T. Jonas actually having a 3-second penalty that I remember from earlier in the race, so that's at least a 3-second window of comfort that Jay Marsh can have.
Yeah, T. Jonas did almost lose Leauge, get out, retire from the race there, or get some damage. Just tapping the rear end of J Marsh's ART. That was very close as they were tangling with the AI car of AG30. That was very odd, not to say the least.
Right.
J Marsh will have to pit soon though.
T. Jonas at the pit exit as Charlie just makes his way through turn 1. Yeah, that's about a 3-second window. I believe Charlie is carrying a 5-second penalty for pit lane speeding.
H. Collins parallax into the box, putting on those softs.
Yeah, I think Collins is just going to have a blast at the fastest lap. It's a shame really, because I know Collins was actually pretty confident around Silverstone.
Yeah, J Marsh will have, if he pits now, he will have 4 laps of action on those softs. So,
No, it's alright. Frederikas in P2. If J Marsh is to box, which he is now in the box, he may lose the lead to Frederikas. It is a pretty long pit lane in Silverstone.
But
I believe it's like the second most amount of time lost next to Russia's pit lane.
Frederikas, not Frederikas. So, it'll be interesting to see if he can catch up to Frederikas right at the end of the race.
Yeah, but Frederikas has just crossed the line. Keep an eye on T. Jonas though, through the final corner and across the line. J Marsh barely making it to the end of the pit exit. This is going to be so close between them. T. Jonas getting past him. I would say only just, but as long as J Marsh can keep his cool, time penalties may come into play. He is on the softer tyre. He's got a lap younger to play with. We've only got about 3 or 4 laps left to go, so he's more than able to push it for as hard as he likes, basically. So yeah, it needs to be a little bit of a man on a mission to kind of catch up to the DRS, which will help, whereas it's currently Sauber 1-2, and I believe that's really going to help their constructors' prospects.
The fact that Ninja isn't here today will hurt J Marsh's. They are trying to push for constructors together, but if T. Jonas and Frederikas can get that one too, then that will hurt them quite a lot.
Yeah, Sauber at the minute on 195 points, ART 187, not even 10 points separate the top 2 constructors. And even then, Campos are only down in 159, but they've not really had a spectacular race. They're running out of races to end up making the Series Championship gain somewhere. Right on board with Parallax, who's below 2 seconds to H. Collins, so just going to stick on board with the Campos for a bit. In terms of the drivers, yeah, J. Marsh, I think at this point he can afford to lose about 10 points. He would, yeah, as long as J. Marsh still ends up on the podium today, he will still maintain the championship lead.
Yeah, he needs Frederikas to get a puncture or make a mistake or something in these final dying laps, as otherwise he will close in on J Marsh, and in the upcoming races he could lose that lead. But unless J Marsh can pull out some pace on these last 2.5 laps, it looks like Frederikas is going to take the win, but it depends on if mistakes or other factors come into play.
Right, Parallax and Collins are now nose to tail. Parallax into the DRS zone. I wonder what's going through the head of Collins right now. Would you feel guilt? A bit of ashamedness, to be honest, because he's now just been overtaken. He's still carrying over a 20-second penalty. He might not even finish in the top 10 at this point, come the line.
Well, Bradley is 21 seconds behind H. Collins. As long as Collins can keep that.
But Collins doesn't.
Second,
Collins doesn't have just that 20-second penalty. He's also picked up a couple of corner clipping penalties, so he probably has around 25 seconds. He really could lose out to P10 at this point.
That'd be a blow for Colin as well, with Fed by Gaming running in P5 currently. Very strong performance from him today, obviously being, well, Charlie being best of the rest, as Charlie is not a Division 1 driver, but Fed by Gaming being the best of the rest for the Division 1 drivers. Down in P5, this will be his best finish, I believe, if he does stay where he is. Parallax being 8.7 seconds behind. It will be unlikely to see him catch up, but I guess we'll have to see as Vidwin is on those hards.
At this point, with Campos on 159 points, Carlin on 128, it's still possible that third place in the Constructors can still have a fight. Mistakes made by Collins today won't really help matters, but I believe no matter what happens today, they will gain, whether it'll be about 2 points or not, but yet again 2 points is better than no points, as can be said for the moving forward for the Arden team. Yeah, I think even despite Arden's pole position, they're on 43 points. The MP boys, Owen and Bradley, are still going to stay ahead of him. But we are now on the final lap. I thought I just saw. I saw something a little bit strange there.
Frederikas, before he crossed the line, he made a mistake or something and was coming back onto the track and almost collides with Frederikas, but Frederikas lifted off and Cruz must have seen him, and he did get out of the way. But that was weird to see. Frederikas lapping Cruz there. Fuzzy Wuzzy Dog coming down Wellington Straight. This will be her final lap. She will not finish the race as in not finish the full 15 laps, but neither will AG30, Owen Tidswell, Bruised. Bradley will get to go on the last lap. But yes, P9 to P12 will not finish the full 15 laps.
So we're into the final 3 corners now for Frederikas, with around a 4-second lead over his teammate. Frederikas comes around the final corner. He will take victory here at Silverstone, and that's a 1-2 for Sauber. Not a bad race from them. T. Jonas, by the way, making all those gains throughout the race. Absolutely brilliant drive from him.
Yeah, very solid drive there from the Sauber boys. Norwegian duo. Doing very well there.
Yeah, I'm running board with Fuzzy Wuzzy Dog now. Just try to give her somewhat a bit of airtime. I think despite what happened at the start, she's had a pretty quiet race and mainly seems to have stayed out of trouble. Yeah, that's Grusd in P9, Owen in P10. Still waiting on the Carlins to come round. Feared by Gaming, P5. Will Parallax gain position on penalties? No. Parallax in P6. Collins coming round to P7. How far is he going to fall down the order? I don't I don't think he will. We're only really waiting on Bradley now, so yeah, that might not be as bad as it seems for Collins. I know it's a 20-second penalty, but Bradley was pretty far behind. But still, this race still isn't over. We'll see if Bradley can pit Collins on penalties. Oh, that sounds like a very sick car. Across the line, I know that Bradley served a penalty himself. P7. Right, we'll have a look at that in a sec. So that is a 1-2 for Sauber tonight. Right.
You know when I should get podium.
You can start inviting them now. Frederikas winning the race. Kind of brilliant drive, almost a masterclass of how clean it was. Not a single penalty to his name. Frederikas wins. T. Jonas in P2, taking the fastest lap points as well. J. Marsh in P3 for ART. Charlie in then P4 for Dams. Fifth by Game in P5 for Carlin Parallax. Pretty decent drive on his debut in Division 2. Collins P7 after a small mountain of penalties. Still walks away with 6 points today. Bradley in P8 for MP. Gross, okay race, a questionable start. But still P9 for Trident. And Owen getting points for P10, so double points for the MP boys. Non-points finishers, AG30 spent most of that race in AR mode, and Fozzie Wozzie Dog down in P12. The only non-finisher, SHR Indigo, so a penalty might come his way for Germany next week. It's not nice to see people just crashing their cars out on purpose.
We do have the podium guys in here now, so if you want to start the interviews.
Brilliant. Welcome guys. I hope that was a decent race for you. It started off a little bit hectic, kind of died down a little bit toward the end. We'll go up bottom first. So Jay Marsh, tell us about your race.
So from the start was not very good for myself. Doing what I normally try and do the alternate strategy. My plan really was to hope that like in France, what Frederick has done to me, they came back at me really quickly on the soft at the end. That was the plan, but I overestimated how much pace I was going to have at the end. Yeah, things just didn't really work out, and then I broke my front wing on the AI car of AG30 when I was pushing for fastest lap, because I just wanted to get across the line as quickly as I could to try and get the extra points, which I think I would have got fastest lap actually, but then I think I lost probably was 2 or 3 temps by just hitting him. I just tried getting as fast as I could, but yeah.
Overall, are you happy with P3 considering the race that you had?
I suppose so, yeah. Obviously, this is obviously a race that I did want to win, obviously, being the home GP. But, I don't know, it's mixed emotions, because as ART, we've lost quite a lot of ground this race, but I suppose P3, home Grand Prix, still on the podium, so I suppose I'll take it.
Still not out of it. I believe you're still leading the Drivers' Championship anyway, so chin up. Best of luck in Germany next week. Alright, moving on to P2. T. Jonas, take us through your race. It seemed to be a little bit of a hectic one for you. Down, not really having the best of qualifying, but I'm particularly impressed you managed to finish it in P2. Taking the fastest lap as well. Tell us about your race.
The start was just about getting past people and trying not to get damaged, and then trying to catch up to Jay Marsh, and I did an undercut on him and I got a lot of time out of that. So after that, it was just managing the gap and making sure he didn't get closer than 3 seconds because I had a penalty. So yeah, that was my race.
So pretty simple job then for you, just trying to maintain the perfect amount of pace.
It was. I'm happy with my pace. I didn't really do any practice, or I haven't driven an F2 car since last week. So you use the first couple of laps to get into it, and then the pace usually get there to the end of the Grand Prix.
Well, I'm sure as a team you're not really going to complain about the finishing result. Moving on to P1 now, Frederick as P1. Brilliant race, by the way, not a single penalty to your name. Just tell us about your race. How did that go for you out there?
Well, I mean, the qualifying was kind of decent. Made maybe a small mistake one place, but I don't think I would have gotten up to Indigo's time anyways. And then I'm not sure about his experience with the F2 cars, but his back was all over the place in the beginning, so I managed to pass him and stay in front. And yeah, after the pits I got a gap, and then we had someone in between us, Charlie or something I think, and then he crashed out somehow, and from then on he was just trying to drive as consistently as possible and as fast as possible on every single lap in order to stay in front of the other guys. I started to get nervous because when I was on to lap 4 I checked my tires, and then my left front was already at 70%, so I thought maybe I'd made the wrong choice about starting on softs, but it worked out, fortunately.
Well, you make it sound like it was easier than it probably was, but huge congratulations to the top two. You still take a 1-2, so absolutely brilliant race. Division 2 will be heading to Germany for next week, so be around for that, everyone. As for Division 1, tomorrow on the New Horizons Racing League channel, we're heading into the penultimate round of the season in Brazil. The championship will be down to Tijanis, who only needs 4 points to clinch the title there, but the Constructors is 10 points between Alfa and Ferrari. So please go up on over there for tomorrow and subscribe. As for that, I'll be seeing you next week with the Division 2 lot in Germany. Blaze for Gaming, if you're still there, want to sign off?
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yep, see you around, guys. I hope this is going to be an okay one to watch back. Not a thriller, but still a race nonetheless. See you next week.